Hello and welcome to episode 14 of 2 Days Play Micro Mages by Morphcat Games. This game is part of Itch.io's bundle for racial justice and equality. I'm DeValiente and I will be playing with my friend Bon, whose channel you can follow in the link in the description below. The following features violence, flashing animation, and strong language. Discretion is advised. Now without further ado, let's get started.
Yeah. How is your Chinese food?
It was delicious. It really hit the spot. And I didn't eat as much as I thought I was. I thought I was going to eat like the whole carton, but I did not.
Yeah, okay, so Chinese food comes in cartons for you guys, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's amazing to me. I have never had Chinese food come in a carton.
Yeah. Well, like my rice and my sesame chicken come in a carton. But if I order green beans, the green beans come in like a regular thingamabobber.
Oh, like a regular Tupperware?
Oh, not Tupperware, but like styrofoam or...
Oh, that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, or depending on like what restaurant you go to, like the recyclable. It's not recyclable because it had food stuff in it, and you can't recycle stuff that had touched food in its lifetime.
You mean the compost, the biodegradable?
Yeah, the biodegradable stuff.
Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen.
Okay, I just wanted to interrupt and get that.
Yeah. Yeah, some restaurants have that, and some restaurants have... Yeah. Yeah, there's, people are slowly switching over to the compostable to-go boxes, and, the Chinese restaurant is not. No shade on them, it's just, the majority, I think, of their, even before the shutdown, because they're still, like, not allowing, like, dine-in, they're only doing, takeout, but I think even before the shutdown, the majority of their, orders were takeout, so it's... Unfortunately, styrofoam is the most cost-effective, so...
Yeah. We're at work, we're trying to, like, figure out... Because, after the heat wave in the last summer, because the heat wave here had reached, like, record highs that we'd never had before. And, of course, it's all climate change related. And,
Right.
So, like, for the first time... our company decided that instead of just following the government recommended protocol, they're going to try to go beyond that. And
Okay. I mean, good, but
yeah,
it sounds like they're doing a whole lot right now.
I mean, yes. So they're looking for ways to reduce the environmental footprint that we make, which honestly, like, more corporation...
Good on a corporation for doing that, because
Yeah.
it shouldn't be up to, like, an individual person, because an individual person isn't going to affect carbonness
as
stuff,
much
whatever.
as much
Yeah.
because, like, that's the thing. Oh my god. Because that's the thing. As much as they are, like, they make it to be a problem of individuals, the largest carbon footprints, are by corporations.
Right.
So, like,
and it's like good on a corporation for doing that, especially like they're American based, right?
well, no.
Oh, they're Canadian based?
Yeah, actually, so interesting story.
Okay.
Also, I should not have just name dropped my company, but whatever.
I'll put like a whatever, like a
I got
or like Dunder Mifflin or something.
yeah. just voice over something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I lost focus because I was like, oh shit, I probably should not have said that.
Oh god, now they're gonna know where I work. But they're not gonna know who you are.
I I don't know. I feel like it could be easily figured out at that point.
That's true.
Because, like,
I mean,
how many queer trans people work in kidding?
Yeah.
Which I've talked about before.
Right, yeah.
In any case.
I still feel like, because you live in a pretty big city, whereas I live in bullshit America, small town, and I feel like it would be significantly easier to find me.
I can't believe I just ran into that dude. Okay.
You did. You ran face first into that dude.
I was like, you know what? I have one life left. Fuck it. So in any case, yeah. It was really good that our company decided to do this. It should have done it earlier, as all corporations should have. But you know, at least it's now rather than never. And so two of our biggest emission greenhouse gas related things is like the amount of water usage, which makes sense because like when you work with chemical product and stuff like that, you need like a lot of it for the clean room, where they develop this stuff. So water usage is very high, and so is styrofoam transportation boxes, because they're still the most effective way of packing like materials and transporting them.
Right.
With like dry ice or like frozen ice packs, depending on what the thing is.
Yeah, because like a compostable, like a little cardboard thing is not going to hold up to like certain chemicals.
Yeah. It's also just not going to retain that like the temperature.
Right, yeah.
So like they're trying to think like, what can we do to reduce the amount of water usage we have, but also like still follow the standard. Like, so essentially it's like, what the?
I missed that entirely.
That's okay. It's okay. Apparently,
I found my reading eraser and I've just been like fixated on it.
that's fine. Apparently coming back after eating, I am not doing so hot.
It's okay.
So yeah, the company is doing its best, and like I admire that.
Right.
And I've definitely brought up things that should be changed in our own department. Because like sometimes we get products that are just glass bottles in boxes, and they come in sets of 6, and then we have to remove the boxes for over like 100 of them.
Right, yeah.
And like the policy right now doesn't really enforce recycling of those boxes very well.
That's weird, because like even like here in Oregon, like like we have recycling for like we have like giant recycling dumpsters outside of businesses.
Oh no, we do too.
Yeah.
It's just that our management is not enforcing the workers to throw it in the recycling bin. They just throw it into, oh god damn it, I forgot I can't stack.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Yeah, so essentially, like, it's not that we don't have the material or anything like that. Right. It's the fact that they're not enforcing it. And I brought that up to my manager, and I'm like, listen, like, that's one of the easiest ways.
Right,
we in our department can, like, help make an impact. Well, oh well.
Those are impacts of another kind.
Yep. And I will say, go ahead.
I am genuinely surprised that that's not standard that
Well,
they're not enforcing that. But I also think more highly of Canada than I probably should.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Which is like why Katie was amazed by like so many, oops, of like
Yeah.
the HR issues at my,
Right. Yeah. No, like even I was surprised by that, and I've had like really shitty HR
mm-hmm,
experiences, and it's just like I'm sorry, what? But that's fucking standard. Like
mm-hmm,
that's expected. That shit's expected in America.
yeah. So, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And to me, like, this is normal.
Right.
Um,
I mean, it shouldn't be. But...
it shouldn't be. In terms of, like, you thought this company was American, it's not. It was founded by... Oh. It was founded by O.
I know O.
So O was a cancer research scientist and
Okay.
had difficulties getting stem cells for his research.
Okay.
So in, you know, the natural capitalistic way, he was like, okay, so what if I start developing stem cells? Because like scientists need this for their research, and then
Right.
I'll create a business out of this. Because you know, capitalism, you can't do anything without a
Yeah.
business.
Capitalism.
Yeah. So, that's how like the company got its start. It was quite simply
Mhm.
because he was a scientist and he noticed a need for stem cells for research in his
Right.
own work. So then he founded the company, and then it's progressively grown bigger over the years.
Right. Yeah, I guess like because I wanted. I guess what confused me and made me think that it was an American company is that you have like at least 2 American branches
Yes. So
and one in Germany, like
and France
that,
and in
and
Shanghai.
France. That's incredible. Oh my God, you could go to Shanghai and then I would have a reason to go to China.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason that they would ever work on transferring me because
Right.
I am but a peon.
Right.
But
Well, I mean, like, you are like, I feel like you're like the most valuable employee.
thank you, I appreciate that. I don't know
You're
if
my most valuable employee.
most valuable player.
Yeah,
Um,
my MVP.
but yeah, it's just so we have the one in Tacoma, we have another in California, and then one in Germany, one in France, and another in China. I'm pretty sure it's Shanghai. Because our CEO, which is the guy who founded the company, he
Right.
recently put out an email talking about like the COVID situation and the war in the Ukraine. And he mentioned how in Shanghai they have a lot of cases right now, so they're actually confining people to their homes again.
Wow.
So he was extending his well wishes to Shanghai staff.
Let's see.
Yeah. So, which is and then he immediately he's like, I know that we're starting to see rise in like a 6th wave by this new strain of COVID in some places in North America and Europe. But at this time, we're not going to increase our COVID restrictions again. But we're not going to ease them any further. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe you should like increase the restrictions again preemptively.
Yeah.
I'm just like so sick and tired of people
Mm-hmm.
like being like, you know what?
Yeah.
People
They released or like they lifted the mask mandate in Oregon, and I just like lost faith in all of humanity.
Yeah. In BC we just got rid of our vaccine card like yesterday, and
Oh.
they're like masks are recommended but no longer required.
Mm.
So, yeah, pretty frustrated. And this is like right after our premier got COVID.
Huh.
And I'm like, seriously? Like, maybe
Yeah.
that's an indication or something. But I don't know.
I know that they want it to be over, but it's like this isn't. I don't feel like this is gonna help, y'all. Like I feel like. Mm,
Well, it's harmful to capitalism and the economy, which only really benefits fucking rich people. Like, it's still insane that the top billionaires in the world got richer during the pandemic.
right. So from this map, it looks like there's not a whole lot going on in Oregon. It's like 25,000 cases at most per county, which I don't think that Lincoln's county has 25,000 people in it. um,
Okay.
so that's a lot. I feel like these maps should have like population by county, because it's showing rates, because like there's one county, and it's Grant County, Oregon, that has between 25,000 and 50,000 cases.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of Oregon is all at 25,000. However, Lincoln County has an average daily case of 2, which is pretty good. But per 1,000 people, it's like 4.2 on average. So that's actually a pretty good rate. However, and that looks like, oh wow, like, okay, so Baker County is sus because it has an average daily case of 0.
Mm-hmm.
And per 100,000 people, it's 0. So I don't trust that.
Honestly, like with how the situation has been with COVID reporting in BC,
Right.
I am just sus of all COVID reporting because there's
Right.
so little transparency.
Did sorry, wait, is that 4.2 people or 4.2%? Because it's not telling me. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so in Texas...
Holy shit, hold on. I made it to Tower 4 with
Yay!
all my lives.
Yay! I'm so proud. So in Texas, I think I had just moved to Oregon. But ooh, so glad you had that berry. But then you like wasted it.
I know.
I think I had just yeah. I had just moved to Oregon, and I saw a report specifically from Houston. Well, actually, I think it was from Houston, because it was doctors that were doing the report, because they were trying to bring awareness that the numbers of COVID deaths were being hidden or disguised as influenza cases.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, influenza had gone up so drastically that everybody, like, even the doctors, wait, hey, look, a life, cool.
I know. I'm standing here for it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the doctors that caught on to what was happening were like,
that was my fault. I misjudged the jump.
Yeah, that's okay. We're like, hey, this isn't right because we're having significantly more. Like, this is like a huge jump in influenza cases, like a massive jump in influenza cases, and that is because these are not influenza cases. These are COVID cases being disguised as influenza to bring down the actual report number. And that was coming from like Houston doctors going like, hey, this is suspicious. And it wasn't just like and they were like discovering that it wasn't just in Houston this was happening. So yeah, when a county says that they don't have any cases, I am very suspicious.
Yeah.
And there are several counties in Oregon that are claiming that they don't have any cases, and I'm like, I get it that they are very rural.
Yeah.
But also, the people who are rural tend to be more conservative, and the more conservative people tend to be very anti-everything.
Yep.
And, yeah. So, they're like, well, I'm not going to report it, even if it is COVID, because that means that I'm a liar. Well, you're a liar for not reporting it in the first place, so I don't know how that logic works out for you. Jane.
Never does.
Yeah. Alright, it's eyeball time.
Shame that there's no heart floating up or anything.
Yeah. Or maybe it was that one heart that was like well, I was gonna meet you up at the top, but you wasted me.
I really want to understand how to get that chest.
Yeah, it has to be like some kind of power up that lets you like either break rocks or phase through them.
Well, I know that like there have been walls that I can like slip through.
Or maybe it's just a teasing chest, like it's not really
It's a cock tease.
Yeah, it's a cock tease. Thank you.
I'm getting closer because it's getting faster.
Yeah. This is some Illuminati shit.
No!
Oh!
No! No!
Last life!
Take a sip of my weed drink. I'm angry.
I gotta mellow.
It's actually really interesting because some people are like, have you ever met an angry, like, weed user? And I'm like, well, I don't know. That depends. Like, there are people who legitimately have, like, panic attacks. It's not always mellow. Not if you're unlucky.
Yeah.
Bones.
And they were screwing you up again. Yeah. Okay, so this is an interesting map. It's a map of Oregon based on total cases per 1,000 people or 100,000 people since the pandemic started. And those same counties that were reporting 0 had the highest number of cases throughout the pandemic. So because they're reporting 0, now it's me even more suspicious.
Oops.
Because my county looks like it has like some of the lowest, and it was like Portland and the upper coast all had really low cases. Like even Portland had low cases. So yeah, that damn rural Oregon. I don't know. I'm just suspicious of people who it's like I've never met anybody with COVID. I don't believe COVID exists, and they are everywhere.
Considering the number of cases overall, everyone has bound to know one person who's had COVID.
Right. You may not know somebody who's died of COVID, but you sure as hell have know somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you have, like, never met another soul in your life, or you only know, like, 5 people and you live in, like, Appalachia or something like that.
Or you're just lying.
Or you're just a flat-out liar. Which is, you know, and then it's like, well, I don't know anybody who's had COVID because COVID doesn't exist. And I feel like that's because you're a flat-out liar.
Yeah. Well, it's like, again, the signs that have been going up by that group that co-opted a Nazi resistance movement from the name of them from like the World War II. And because I know this is actually, we're in a fascist state right now. That's what they're saying.
Of course. Not realizing that they are the fascists. Yeah.
And like their slogan is like, if you can't ask why, it's not science. And it's like, you absolutely can ask why. The thing is you're not accepting the answer.
Right.
Oops.
You're just so heated.
I'm so heated, yeah.
You need more of your weed drink.
But yeah, it's just like, it's so stupid because they're like, yeah, we're being forbidden from asking why. And I'm like, no one is forbidding you. It's just that literally when we give you the answer, you're like, well, you don't believe it. You say it's part of a conspiracy.
Right. Like, that's the whole thing about science, is that science changes, and if you're not willing to change with science, then you're part of the problem.
Because, like, remember that they thought, like, everything a woman went through was hysteria?
Right, or wandering womb syndrome, or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, and then eventually science proved otherwise.
Yeah.
Not that it should have had to be proven anyways, because it's not like women are actually different from men in terms of like physiology.
Right.
I mean, there are differences because that's why healthcare sucks so much. But I mean, like, it's not like the only disease that affected women is hysteria or wandering womb.
Right.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's just so stupid because, like, they keep saying, well, science is not giving us the answer because you're not letting us examine it. And I'm like,
right.
Bitch.
No, it's giving you answers. It's not giving you the answer you want.
Yeah.
And the answer you want is not feasible because it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's exactly like the whole reason anti-vaxxing made it so big was because of that paper where it's like it causes autism. And people don't even know the actual story of that because this guy was already paid to do this this research that like shows a correlation between MMRA, the measles vaccination that combines the 3 things. It's so they're like, oh, well, we want you to prove that this is causing autism. And it's like, okay, in science you do start with a question and then you see to if it gets proven or disproven. And um this guy was like manipulating the results, and
Right.
it
I'm
couldn't
not
even
like, and on top of that, it was just like everything he was doing was wrong
exactly.
and
Um,
immoral because, yeah,
and like the thing is, he had an invested leg in the race, because his premise originally wasn't that vaccines cause autism. He was trying to prove that this specific type of vaccine proves autism,
right,
because he had made a patent for his own version,
right.
which would have been more expensive,
Mhm.
um and but like it would make him a pretty sweet dollar if they started using that. So,
Right,
but the problem is like when he came forward with his results, he actually came forward before it was even peer reviewed, which,
right.
like, immediate red flag right there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Um and like the other thing too, it actually ended up being kind of a getting like funded by an anti-vaxxer group kind of shot him in the back, because um
Just like that.
just like that, the timing of some of these is really
Yeah.
funny.
Thank you for joining us for episode 14 of 2 Days Play Micro Mages by Morphcat Games. Episode 15 will be out shortly. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment letting us know what you like down below. Please no hate or spoilers, as we're not above removing those comments and the people who make them. That's all for now, folks, and we'll see you next time.